In the bitter winter of 2004, a young woman named Maura vanished without a trace in bizarre circumstances. 2 car accidents, a sudden change in behavior, and the urge to pack up and move. What happened to Maura Murray? The disappearance of Maura Murray. Maura Murray, born on May 4th, 1982 in Hanson, Massachusetts, was the 4th child of Frederick and Lori Murray. Maura had 3 older siblings, a brother and 2 sisters, and 1 younger half-brother. She grew up in a household rooted in Irish Catholic traditions. When she was 6, her parents divorced and Maura lived with her mother growing up. Maura attended Whitman Hanson Regional High School, where she excelled as an athlete on the school's track team. She received acceptance to the United States Military Academy in West Point, New York, where she pursued studies in chemical engineering for 3 semesters. However, following her first year, she transferred to the University of Massachusetts Amherst to pursue a nursing degree. In November 2003, 3 months before her disappearance, Maura admitted to using a stolen credit card to order food from various restaurants, including one in Hadley, Massachusetts. In December, the charge was postponed with the understanding that it would be dismissed after 3 months of good behavior. On the evening of February 5th, 2004, while she was working her campus security job, Maura had a phone conversation with her older sister, Kathleen. During the call, they discussed Kathleen's relationship issues with her fiancé. Around 10:30 p.m., still on her shift, Murray reportedly became visibly upset and started crying. When her supervisor approached her desk, Maura appeared unresponsive and detached. Concerned, the supervisor escorted her back to her dorm room at around 1:20 a.m. When asked about the cause of her distress, Maura uttered just 2 words, "My sister." The details of this conversation remained unknown until October 2017, when Kathleen publicly explained that she had been discharged from a rehabilitation clinic earlier that evening, and her fiancé had taken her to a liquor store, which triggered an emotional breakdown. On February 7th, Maura's father arrived in Amherst. He later told investigators that he and Maura went car shopping that afternoon and later had dinner with one of her friends. Maura then dropped her father off at his motel and borrowed his Toyota Corolla to attend a dorm party on campus. She arrived at the party around 10:30 p.m. and left at 2:30 a.m. on Sunday, February 8th. While driving back to drop off her father's car, Maura collided with a guardrail on Route 9 in Hadley, causing nearly $10,000 worth of damages to her father's car. An officer responded to the scene and filed an accident report, but no field sobriety tests were conducted. Maura was taken to her father's motel and stayed in his room for the morning. At 4:49 a.m., a cell phone call was made from her father's phone to her boyfriend, but the details and participants of the call are unknown. Later on Sunday morning, Frederick Murray learned that his auto insurance would cover the damages to his vehicle. He rented a car, dropped off his daughter at the university, and left for Connecticut. At 11:30 p.m., Frederick called Maura and reminded her to get accident forms from the Registry of Motor Vehicles. They agreed to speak again on Monday night to discuss the forms and complete the insurance claim over the phone. After midnight on Monday, February 9th, Maura used her personal computer to search for directions to the Berkshires and Burlington, Vermont on MapQuest. Her first known contact with anyone on February 9th was at 1 p.m. when she emailed her boyfriend, expressing her love and assuring him that she would call later that day. Maura mentioned not feeling like talking to anyone too much and promised to get in touch. She also called to inquire about renting a condominium at a familiar condo association in Bartlett, New Hampshire, where her family had previously vacationed. The call lasted 3 minutes. At 1:13 p.m., she called a fellow nursing student for unknown reasons. At 1:24 p.m., Maura emailed a work supervisor at the nursing school saying that she would be away for a week due to a family death. But no one in Maura's family had really died. At 2:05 p.m., she called a number that provided information about booking hotels in Stowe, Vermont, with the call lasting around 5 minutes. At 2:18 p.m., she left a voice message for her boyfriend, assuring him that they would talk later. Maura packed clothing, toiletries, college textbooks, and birth control pills in her car. When the room was later searched, campus police found most of her belongings packed in boxes, and the art had been taken off the walls. On top of the boxes was a printed email to her boyfriend indicating relationship troubles. Around 3:30 p.m., she left the campus in her black 1996 Saturn sedan. No classes were scheduled that day since they had been canceled due to a snowstorm. At 3:40 p.m., Maura withdrew $280 from an ATM. The surveillance footage showed that she was alone during the transaction. She then went to a nearby liquor store and purchased approximately $40 worth of alcoholic beverages, including Bailey's Irish Cream, Kahlua, and vodka. Still, she was alone. At some point during the day, she also obtained accident report forms from the Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles. Between 4 and 5 p.m., Maura left Amherst, likely heading north on Interstate 91. She checked her voicemail at 4:37 p.m., the last recorded cell phone use. There is no evidence to suggest that she informed anyone of her destination, nor is there any indication of her specific choice of destination. After 7 p.m. on the evening of February 9th, a Woodsville, New Hampshire resident heard a loud thump outside her house. Looking through her window, she saw a car against a snowbank on Route 112, also known as Wild Amanuset Road. The car was facing west on the eastbound side of the road. At 7:27 p.m., the resident called the Grafton County Sheriff's Department to report the accident near her home on the sharp corner of Route 112. In the initial report, the resident claimed to have seen a man smoking a cigarette inside the car. However, she later clarified that she had not seen a man or a person smoking, but had observed a red light glowing inside the car, possibly from a cell phone. A school bus driver who lived nearby and was passing by stopped at the scene. He saw the car and a young woman walking around it. The school bus driver noticed that the young woman did not appear to be bleeding or visibly injured, but seemed cold and shivering. He offered to call for help, but she pleaded with him not to call the police, stating that she had already contacted AAA. Aware that there was no cell phone reception in the area, the bus driver proceeded home and called the police. The sheriff's department received the call at 7:43 p.m. Although the bus driver could not see Maura's car while making the call, he did notice several other cars pass by on the road before the police arrived. The police log notes that a Haverhill police officer arrived at the scene at 7:46 p.m., but Maura Murray was nowhere to be seen. There was no one inside or around the car. The car had crashed into a tree on the driver's side, causing severe damage to the left headlight and pushing the radiator into the fan, rendering the car inoperable. The windshield was cracked on the driver's side, and both airbags had deployed. The car was locked. Inside and outside the car, the officer discovered red stains that appeared to be red wine. He found an empty beer bottle and a damaged box of Franzia wine on the rear seat. Other items found in the car included a AAA card, blank accident report forms, gloves, makeup, diamond jewelry, driving directions to Burlington, Vermont, Maura's favorite stuffed animal, and the book Not Without Peril, which is about mountain climbing in the White Mountains. Her bank cards and cell phone were missing. They have never been found. Authorities initially treated Maura as a missing person and speculated that she may have chosen to disappear voluntarily. However, in 2009, her case was transferred to the New Hampshire Cold Case Division, and it is now considered a suspicious missing person case. Tracker dogs were brought in to track Maura down, but couldn't trace her scent more than a short distance from the car. There were no apparent signs of any sort of struggle or footprints in the snow, possibly indicating that Maura got into a car. After finding Maura's search history, officers searched the Burlington area, but found no sign of her. It is worth noting that another woman, Brianna Maitland, went missing in the New England area around the same time. Still, authorities have not found evidence to suggest a connection between the two cases. The case remains unsolved despite intense media interest and countless theories about what could have happened. Maura's parents and investigators hold different views on whether she disappeared voluntarily or not. The investigation is ongoing, and the Murray family, along with authorities, are committed to finding Maura and bringing her home. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments. And most importantly, please subscribe and ring the bell. That way, you'll be notified every time we upload a new intriguing case.